Hey, Unlucky Jack. What's going on? Don't need light. How you doing? Oh, yeah. So if you didn't read from the title, I'm me and my buddy, a good friend of mine. He wrote this story. It's a long story. He wrote it about when he was 25, and when he found out I do comic book art or trying to, that's why I got into this at least art wise. We decided we're gonna work together and create this and turn it into a graphic novel. And he just came over. He just left about 10 minutes ago to go work out, and I see he's coming back in a little bit later. But we just started today, like fleshing everything out, and the story's got its length, but we're starting small. I guess I told him I was like we should maybe start with like a prologue, to intro the story. Like 2 pages, and then we can have those 2 pages, ready to go, and basically to kick off the whole project. And then I told him, I was like, when we actually start doing the story and get into the actual story, I was like, I'm not going to be drawing anything until we get the script like completely done. Because I've wasted too many pages drawing stuff that, and then end up, being like, oh, this is crap, whatever, because you didn't have the whole script or story fleshed out. So I told him, prologue, I was like, I'll start drawing now because we fleshed that all out, and that's all completed, and it's easy because there's 2 pages. But the whole actual story, that ain't gonna get penciled to the script's done for at least for chapter 1. Oh, nice, you're working on a script too. How many pages? How long? And what kind of story? Like, sell me on it, I guess, or tell me about it. I'm trying to draw a semi close up of a city like sewer, like drain what do you call it, storm drain. So I'm just trying to look up some references, just different other ways, different artists have drawn sidewalks and cement textures and stuff, just to kind of get an idea. Because that's something I've been training myself to do with my art, is knowing that I don't need to go too overboard with it, especially when a lot of it is going to be the coloring stage will do that. A lot of the stuff that I'm trying to do with the pencils, that was hard to learn. I'm still learning it. Trying to teach myself the correct way of doing things and making sure like one panel is the main focus, more than likely, that where I focus all my art. But this one's actually, well, I can just kind of tell you what's going on here. It's going to be a point of view in these 2 panels. So you got this would be from the guy waking up. And then I told my buddy Sam when he was telling me the story, I was like, well, we got to show time passing. And so I was like, I'm gonna have to recreate whatever I do here. I got to try to recreate it exactly in panel 2, but with a hand coming up. So it's showing that you're looking from the character's point of view. And then panel 3 is going to be a close up of the guy's face. So as far as like picking one panel to be super detailed, this is kind of one of those instances where they got to all kind of be equally. I mean, I'm going to be the close up of the face or the head right here. That's going to be where I'm going to be trying to do my best penciling or detailing on. But we'll see. I don't know. I'm still trying to find out what kind of comic artist I am. I gotta actually get a damn book done. I've been so focused on painting this whole year and trying to get commissions, which has not a whole lot, but it has. I have accomplished that goal. I set out to at least make a commission this year, and I did that already. It's not even the end of the first month, so mission accomplished for the for the year. Or you know, so far it's a 200 panels. Correct me if I'm saying it wrong. If not, do you know how to type phonetically? It was a Dirk. Is it Dirk? Who was turned into a vampire? Nice. Oh, right on. Is this your first book? I'm assuming that you're doing. Because I was going to say that's kind of a good approach if it is with the one shots. I mean, to at least try to pull it off every month. Are you writing and illustrating too? Or are you getting an artist to do that? Because that can be a tough task. One every month. That's like professional, like artwork or not artwork, professional like art flow, I guess, or workload to actually pump out a full issue a month. Shit is not easy. So I always tell people, I always give comics like they always think it's kid stuff or whatever. I'm like, yeah, there's stories for everything, but try to make a comic. You'll think differently. They are freaking hard to make. I mean, I shouldn't say hard to make. They're easy to make. They're very hard to make a good story because you gotta flow your pictures with your words, which is a skill in and of itself. I almost think writing a book in like prose is easier. It's all about the pacing in comics and knowing what text to put in what panels to make sure it has the right impact. I mean, it's like such a weird balancing game in comics. Writing and illustrating, right on. Yeah, I mean, I'm still writing a book. It's I'm not. I got to get better as a writer, but I have a story I've been working on. I'm just slowly doing it, and for a long time since kind of I started doing art, I've wanted to find someone to really work on a story with, and there's been a couple guys in the Discord, but we were all new to this, so nothing was really, I shouldn't say taken seriously, but it was like the effort wasn't put in by me or the other person. But now it's like this is a buddy I know in person, so it's not like somebody on the internet, and we chill almost every day. So it's just kind of convenient. And I told him I was like, this is gonna be perfect because I know I need somebody to hold me accountable, like on days where I'm not like if I'm lazy and not doing anything. So I told him I was like, I need you to hold me accountable to get my ass going. And I was like, I'll do the same for you as far as writing and stuff because I've been hounding him on you know to start working because he's never written a comic script before. So I'm kind of doing that with him, but trying to teach him all the comic book ways of telling stories. Because it's interesting taking the story that he's wrote. I mean, it's a full freaking story in prose, and like taking what he's written and like stopping and like being like, okay, how do we turn that into a panel, and how do we turn that into a panel? It was kind of a cool process. Hmm. Well, if you want, I mean, it's totally up to you. I always offer it to people. If you want to come on to chat instead of messaging, I can send you an invite if you want. Because I'm usually so focused on looking at my page and drawing, and sometimes I forget to look up at the chat. I mean, I do check it out, but I might miss your comments initially for like a couple minutes. All right. Do you have Pinterest? Being that you illustrate, I didn't have Pinterest for like a year and a half, and then when I discovered it, I started kicking myself because it's a very very useful tool to have as an artist. And so I tell everybody, I was like, if you're gonna start drawing, start a Pinterest account. it'll save you so much time instead of having to spend hours or however long it is to look up a certain reference photo on the internet. Because you can find the ones you want and save them in the folders, and then that way, when you know you need to find something, you know exactly where it's at. Speaking of which, I don't have it on this computer since I just refreshed it. I need to get the app for it. Yeah, it works for phone. What I'll do here. Let me see here. I haven't guessed. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'll put the link in the comments here. I think I can. Hold on a second. Oh, you know what? Why isn't it not gonna let me comment? No. Okay, I'm gonna have to do it this way. I'll have a banner come up on the screen, and that'll have the link. Oh, see, but you can't. Fuck. Okay, hold on. I'm doing something wrong here. Oh wait, I know what I gotta do. I gotta switch to the desktop. I'm on the fucking. Okay. But yeah, no, it's good to have Pinterest. I think I got it saved. I had a link. There was some other websites I found that some professional artists were talking about for photo references, and I forgot the name of them. But one of them was actually really good. Oh, okay. A telemarketer's calling me. Yeah, I'm gonna answer that. My fucking nightmare. I was drawing a sidewalk here, and I was gonna use a ruler, and then I thought about it for a second. I'm like, you know what? The edge of the sidewalk is never straight. It's usually worn. So I think just trying to do a straight line as squiggly as it'll come out freehand will actually benefit. Yeah, if the link's not working, let me know. I'll try one other thing. I haven't actually had anybody on with me in a while. I used to do it all the time. There it is. Okay. Okay, I see you authenticated with YouTube. Why can't I add you? What the hell is going on with this? I can kick you and ban you, but I can't add you. Okay, stay here for 1 second. I'm gonna switch back to the desktop site. I don't know why it's doing this. Hmm. Yeah, it's saying that you the what you're using isn't supported, which I don't know what that means. I mean, I know what it means, but I've never seen that before. Are you overseas? I can't remember. I know I've talked to you before. I can't remember. That might be a reason. No, because Larry, we do it Larry in Canada. Yeah, if you have a smartphone, I don't see why it wouldn't let you do it. I don't think you need to have a StreamYards account. It's free if you don't, but I don't think you need to have one. Hmm. Yeah, I'm looking for you. It usually gives me a little beep when you actually are backstage. Yeah, it was kind of weird. I've never seen that before. Because I mean, I use my cell phone. I got a crappy ass LG Stylo, worst damn cell phone I've ever had. That piece of crap works for it. So I would imagine you probably have a nicer phone than me. See, my phones get destroyed at my work because I drop it all the time. So I don't like spending a whole lot of money on phones. That's why I never bought a $700 iPhone because I'll fucking destroy it in 2 months. What am I doing? I have a fancy ruler for this. Dude, this ruler right here, if you do, I don't know if you do traditional, but these things are awesome. Rolling rulers. Like if you do have a bunch of like parallel lines next to each other, this thing just lays flat. And you just gotta move it, and it stays right where you want it to. All right. No, I don't know why, dude. It's not. It might be on my end. Like I said, I haven't used StreamYards in a while, so I didn't update my account. But I think even the basic accounts, you can add people. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Authenticated with Facebook. Oh, oh my god. Let me curious. Let me see. Let me hop into the stream on my phone just to see if that's any different. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what's why it's not working. That kind of sucks. It's like usually nobody wants to hop on. Now somebody wants to hop on. I can't even add them. See, like there's a very strange. All right, hold on here. Yeah, see, there's my second one. Okay. No. You're on your phone? Well, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Like I said, it could be something. That's strange. I don't know why that's not working. That's really weird. You know what? I wonder. I'm trying here. I'm gonna post the link one more time. I don't know. Maybe when I was hopping back and forth from the desktop site to the mobile site, maybe I don't know. Maybe that did something. Worth a shot. If this doesn't work, it is what it is. All right, cool. There's the link. Try once more. Ugh. Well, like I said, if it doesn't work, Jack, then yeah. But ugh. Are you working traditionally or digitally? Sorry, I'm cleaning my eraser. Always check your erasers. Sometimes you get ink on them, and then you put the freaking go to erase something, and then you smear ink on the page. That's always fun. Oh, hey, Allison. There you go. There it is.
Is it work? Is it working?
There you go. Yep, now it's working.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah. Well, what'd you switch to? I've never seen it do that before.
My desktop was being weird. It was blocking everything for some reason.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm using my tablet to stream, and it's wonky sometimes. But yeah, like I don't know if you just heard me. You work traditionally or digital?
Mainly digital now.
Oh, right on. I envy you
Trying to get
guys.
back. I'm trying to get back to traditional, but I don't have a scanner. So.
Yeah, I just bought a printer last year, but I can't afford a tablet right now. That's why. I mean, I started drawing on my mom had an iPad, and I was using that at first. And I think if I buy a digital tablet, it'll probably just be on the iPad, one of the newer ones, because I heard that they work just as well as like pretty much any other drawing tablet.
I mean, a tablet I use is like $26 on Amazon.
Really? Is it a screen, or is it one of those where it's like a tablet that you draw on and it shows up on the screen?
Yeah, it's no screen.
Yeah, see that would I don't know. See, I've got to give it a try. That would almost mess me up.
It's better for your posture though.
Yeah, because it would make you sit upright. That's for sure. I try to angle my drafting table so I keep my back straight up. Because yeah, I've done that where I've been slouching, and then you stand up, and your whole back of your knees and legs are killing you.
Oh yeah.
Well, I got my boss's old hand-me-down like office chair. I guess it was like a $500-$600 chair, but they were getting new ones, and I'm like, I'll take it. They're like, all right, go ahead. We're just gonna throw it away. I'm like,
Mm. I just use a crappy computer chair.
yeah, I still need to get a nicer one. I want to get one of those like gaming chairs I see all those people use.
Oh yeah, those are good.
And as long as it's comfy, shit, I'll sit on a spike if it's comfortable.
Ha.
But oh man, so how far into your story are you scripting?
I'm almost done working on the last phase of it right now.
Oh, nice. You said it's 100 panels,
It's
webtoon.
about two. It's about 200.
Oh, 200. Okay. Well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. If you're drawing digitally, that would be more in line with doing a webcomic. I think it's a lot easier to draw digitally and doing a webcomic than traditional.
Oh yeah.
That's the big reason I want a tablet is when I'm doing comics that I could just, it's so much easier and quicker.
Mhm.
Hey, you want to jump on, Allison? Oh, yeah, the link's in the chat if you want to hop on. Oh, yeah, but if you want to, I don't know if you've seen anything I've been posting. We're doing the Stanuary thing this month. Have you
Right.
seen that?
I've seen it. I'm just way behind on it.
Oh no, I didn't mean like I said. I haven't done it all the characters. I'm the one that like started it. Like I was telling people, I was like, if anybody just wants to do like a character, even if you have an old sketch of one of the characters. Except the only problem is I picked a lot of obscure characters. But
Right.
I think I got Spider-Man coming up, and I'm pretty sure almost everybody's drawn Spider-Man at some point.
Oh yeah.
Well, it makes sense too. I mean, I heard Marvel, that was the character they always gave the new artists because of the fucking angles that he fucking is and all that fucking contortion shit. So it's like if you can draw Spider-Man, then you can draw the other books.
See, he's fun to draw, except until you gotta do all the detail in his costume and crap. That's
Oh
that's the
yeah,
hardest part about him.
yeah. When you get down to those lines and everything, to try to keep it where it doesn't look retarded by the time you're done.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a pain in the ass. Todd McFarlane, he's got some. One of his videos he does on his channel, it was him drawing Spider-Man. He was explaining how he does the lines.
Mhm.
I remember watching before, but I forgot how he said. I've drawn Spider-Man like once or twice, but I just actually here. You know what? Where did I put? Because I got my Stanuary piece here, and it's got freaking. I haven't colored it yet though, but there's a Spider-Man here. All right there.
Nice.
The Stan Lee one actually came out kind of nice.
Your art has really improved since I've last saw you drawing and whatnot.
I appreciate it. Like I said, dude, all my free time, when I got the energy and time, like that's all I do. Like this one's actually turned. I've been working on this one for a couple weeks, and this prompt isn't even up for like another week. But I was telling Peter, the guy we're doing January with, I was like, next time I do one of these drawing challenges, I'm not doing painting because it takes too fucking long, and I can't complete a piece before the next day's up.
Oh yeah.
So this is Stripperella. So I
Oh
started.
yeah.
Yeah, so I started like a couple of weeks ago, but I got it to the point where I could finish it within an hour. I think, But I got one more of these freaking challenges. I'm doing it just pencil and ink. Peter, the guy that's basically been doing it with me. I don't know if you've seen any of his videos. He did a cool idea. He got one of those. Actually, got one right here. He got one of those blank comic book like these. Have like the blank pages.
Oh yeah.
And he's using that every page is like a different day for the January. I was like, that's actually a pretty cool idea. I was like, if he pulls off he's almost done every character I think so far, which I'm like, dude, you're a fucking machine if you can do all 31 characters. That is some serious dedication. I was like, I wish I need to get to that level of dedication with it. Procrastinate too much.
Same here.
At least I know I procrastinate. I'm not in denial.
Right.
Dude, we had a fucked up call at work last night. It was a fucking death call.
COVID hit you guys bad?
No, not my job, not so much. You know what I do for a living? I drive a tow truck for like one of the largest companies. It's like one of the oldest companies in America too, or in the States. But I'm their night guy. I'm basically like run the show there at night. And we work with like 15 police departments in like the state of Illinois and all that shit. So we get we have contracts with this one thing called MCAT. And what that is anytime there's like a car accident and somebody loses their life, they have an investigative team comes in and they investigate the scene to see everything. Well, certain towns don't have their own investigative like force. So if a town doesn't have that, they call the state in, and then when the state comes in, then we tow it, which happens a lot because there's a lot of towns that don't. I mean, it's expensive for like small towns to have like a death scene investigation team. So yeah, we get all kinds of crazy fucking wacky shit here. I can show you. I took a picture last night too. Don't worry, it's nothing graphic. I don't even know if the person lost their life. I'm assuming they did. That was one of the vehicles. My phone's all fucked up on here.
Oh wow.
And that was the other one.
Dang.
Yeah, it was pretty gnarly.
Shoot, I'm just a dishwasher. We just wash dishes.
Assuming at a restaurant or you work at like a hotel or something?
I work at a restaurant.
I don't know.
Half the staff has been getting.
Is what?
Half the staff has been getting. Half the staff has just been getting sick, so it's mostly just been by myself on like the most busiest of days.
Dude, at my job, like I said, with what I do, like we're in people's cars all the time. So like when the first shutdown first happened in 2020, like I worked with this other guy at the time, and like we were all freaked out. It's like, dude, what we do for a living, we tow for the police. So it's like we got to get in people's cars after DUIs and all this shit. We didn't, this is like right when it started, and then in the whole time, like all of us haven't stopped working. Like we've all kept our jobs throughout the whole thing. And we've had one guy who got COVID, and all he had was a headache. And he called my boss, and was like, he's like, dude, I just tested positive for COVID. He's like, what do I do? And he's like, well, my boss is like, well, dude, now you got to stay home for 10 days. He's like, that's your own fault for getting tested, you idiot. Because basically saying, he's like, if you didn't get tested, we don't care. Because it's like we've all had it, and nobody here missed work because of it. So it's like, not saying it's not deadly or whatever, but at least in our case. Nobody had anything severe happen to him, even though I had a good buddy of mine almost die from it.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's he talks about it. He's not anti-vax. He hasn't gotten it. I haven't gotten it either. just because it's just like I didn't see, like, for the reasons I just described. And I lived with a roommate who lost his job in 2020, and his girlfriend lived here with us in my house. They both got COVID. I didn't. So I'm like, okay, how the hell do you two who, like, it's because they go to the bars, and I'm like, that's what it is. I don't go to the bars. You guys do. This is why you guys keep getting COVID. It's like I go to work at night. I barely see people. I come home and I hang out with my dogs and I draw. So why would I need a vaccine? I see myself, basically. That's it.
Right.
But it's just like, yeah. And now, dude, look at what they're doing in the UK now. Now they're freaking saying there's no more mandates for the passports in the UK now. And I think like a lot of places are dropping the mandate. Because they're seeing now. It's like, yeah, people are getting it, but especially with this Omicron, it's like it's not deadly. So I heard somebody say that Omicron's done more for vaccinations than the actual vaccine has. Because more people get it, and it's like the symptoms of it are just basically like a cold. Like the Omicron variant is supposed to be like so not deadly compared to the other two. So it's like you almost want to get it just so you can have the antibodies.
Huh.
Yeah, look it up. Yeah, look it up there. I forgot where I saw it. Somebody broke it down. It was some news website or something I saw. It was a video. They were breaking down the top 5 symptoms, like the top symptoms of Omicron, and then they broke down like how many people, like how deadly is it compared to the other two, like COVID and what was the other one, the Delta variant, and it's like it's not even close. It's like it's impossible to justify saying that Omicron's like this. It's gonna, you need to get a vaccine for Omicron. It's like, nah. The other two, yeah, I could see that. If you need it, I would get it. If you got like immune problems or whatever. But the Omicron variant, it's like basically getting a head cold. Like you get a headache. I think it's a sore throat and some fatigue. That's like those are the major symptoms of it. So it's like it's nothing almost. It's like you almost want to get it just so you can just be done with it. Then again, me saying I didn't get it, I could have very well had it and just been asymptomatic.
Right. Man, I had no choice.
Oh, go ahead.
I had no choice but to get the vaccine. At the time when my stepmom was living with us, she was like super susceptible, how you say it, to the virus.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So like we had to get it. Like there was no ifs, ands, buts about it.
Yeah, she had like health problems or whatever. Like, oh, there's Allison. Yeah, I know that I get 100%. Like I said, when I talk to people, like there's so many people on the extremes nowadays. And when I say this, they're like, "You're anti-vax." I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm just saying, like, if you need to get it, get it." It makes sense. Like I said, a buddy of mine in Texas almost died from this, and he's not a vaccine person, but he even says and admits, he's like, "I caught it when I hadn't been sleeping well. I've been like up all night," because he works overnight as an airplane mechanic. And like he just wasn't taking care of himself. He's like, "I've been eating like shit." He was overweight, and he's like, "That's when I got it, and it fucked me up." And he said he did the stupid man thing because he was sick, and his wife's like, "You need to go to the hospital." He's like, "No, I'm fine. I'll just sleep it off." Like we all do. And then it got real bad, and he was like on a ventilator.
Oh dang!
Yeah. So he was. Yeah. So he was like, that's what I tell people. I'm like, I don't disagree that I'm not one of those idiots who thinks it's fake.
One of my mother's boss got Omicron, and he was in the hospital.
He ended up there. See, I mean, there are certain cases, but statistically breaking it down, they're saying that like the people that get it or have the Omicron, it's not as severe as the Delta or the initial COVID.
It's not as severe, and if you're vaccinated, it's even less severe.
Yeah.
Like if you have the vax and the booster, it's even less severe. So, also, what's your blood type?
That's a good question. I forgot what mine is. I don't know.
If you're type O, you're less likely to catch COVID. Really?
See, I didn't know that. That's a nifty little stat. I did see something the other day. I can't verify it. I think it was a study showing that THC actually like helps to keep COVID from getting in your bloodstream or something. It helps to
I know
prevent it.
plenty of potheads who get
Yeah, that's what my joke is. I'm like, that's why I haven't gotten it. I was like, it's my vice. I don't drink. It's like I smoke a lot, So it's like
I know plenty of people who smoke pot who get COVID. So
shut up! You're killing my joke.
Yep,
I've been telling everybody. I was like, I'm the vaccine, man.
remember, I am Little Miss Science, so I've literally read the papers on the COVID vaccines and everything. So,
well, if it's something like we talked about earlier well, you getting it because of your MS.
I have MS. I mean,
yeah, it makes total sense.
No, I'm immunocompromised, so yes, I'm going to get the vaccine, and I'm also type O blood, but I'm still getting the vaccine, or I have the vaccine and a boosted.
You're doing all the boosters? I think that's ridiculous. I think one booster's fine. I don't get behind the whole getting 4 of them. I don't. What the fuck? See, at this point, that's what I'm saying. It's like that's just not a vaccine. Like it's not. No, I'm not dissing it. I'm not dissing it. But like you have polio vaccine and like smallpox. Like we all had those as kids, and that's why it's like been like eradicated, right?
No, polio is still around, as is smallpox, as is measles.
Yeah, but it's not like prevalent. It's not like a plague like it was back then before the.
That's because everybody got the vaccine when they were told to, and we didn't have people saying, "I'm not going to get the vaccine because it's made of baby fetuses," and that's why it exploded more.
Fuck it. I say those people. Fuck it. Let them die. That's
the problem is that they spread it.
Yeah. Well, like I said, as long as you got the vax, and you're protected, fuck them. You just protect yourself.
Because of these idiots, you still have to get the boosters, though. That's the problem, is that it spreads. Again, I studied evolutionary biology, and that includes virology. So I can tell you that you want to get the vaccine, you want to get the boosters. I mean, I was a physics major, but that's because I believe in real science. Any biologists out there I just insulted, I'm fine with. But yes, I took the minors, and I took my minors in biology like I was supposed to, and evolutionary biology, and I read the papers. So, and I don't mean like the newspaper. I read the journals.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. It comes from the doctors. Yeah, it comes from doctors, not some fucking opinion piece.
Oh, and Tyler, we're talking both. Get with it, man.
Oh, Tyler, hop in if you want.
They started it.
The link's in the chat. Oh, I'll keep going.
You can try. I can use the science.
You are. You're going to use the Fauci line? You are the science? Like Judge Dredd? I am the science.
I am the science. Stand back while I attempt science.
Okay. Dr. Drew, obviously, from Loveline.
Mm-hmm.
I saw some interview a month ago with him, and he was talking about Fauci, and like he was a huge Fauci was like his idol, like during the AIDS pandemic, like he was a big fan of Fauci, and he still is, but he was like the problem with this whole like misinformation, whatever. He's like he's like it is his fault because of the whole do this, don't do that, do this, don't do that. It's like if you don't know at the time, just tell us that we're learning as we go along instead of telling people wear it, don't wear it, wear it, don't wear it. Because then that's when those crazy asses go fucking
science.
Well, I know that
changes.
Yeah, but I'm just saying though but that's what creates in those crazy people's heads the whole baby fetus shit. If you just came out and you had one solid message.
No, that's just stupid.
Oh, it is stupid.
Where somebody's like, "Oh, I'm not going to wear a mask," because originally they said don't wear a mask. It's like, okay, I can understand that you're being that dumb, and now they're changing things because that's how science works. The baby fetus thing is just you're stupid.
Yeah, that's retarded. That's like them when they're saying that they were putting microchips in people with the vaccine. I'm like, okay, yeah, yeah. I hope you get COVID because we don't need more people like you in the world taking up resources for the rest of us.
No, my whole thing is that anybody who's anti-vax, this problem should solve itself.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I think everybody's on it. The problem obviously is the booster and the meal. What's that?
The problem is they can kill me in the process, and I guarantee I'm going to haunt those motherfuckers.
See, I'm of the mind that like. Yeah, what drives me nuts too with the whole 2020 thing is like, why aren't they, talking more too about like public health? People getting healthier, eating better, because like that's the biggest medicine I think to prevent anything is being healthy. Get some exercise, eat right, and then no virus.
That was literally Michelle Obama's whole thing as she was
The fat, yeah. When she was trying to get all the fat kids to not be fat anymore.
Yep. Didn't work.
Yeah. No, but it's true. It's like, because we're so easily accessible, like fast food in this country, and it's so easy. And we're the fattest country in the world. And that's why we have that's why there's so many health problems. Because everybody's
there's more to it than that, but yes.
Yeah. And it's simple.
There's a lot to it.
There's a great line from, what is it? Ron Swanson, Parks and Rec. He's like, it's something about living in a country where you can eat steak and whatever and die at 43. He's like, I think that's beautiful. I was like, yeah, it's like, yeah, great, that freedom, yeah, but at the same time, yeah, do what you want, but you're not going to live a long life.
And Tyler's bored of COVID. Well,
it is boring.
Everybody's bored of COVID.
I'm over it. Yeah,
everybody's bored of it.
I stand by it. Get the stupid shot. Get your Fauci ouchie, and then you don't have to bitch anymore. See, my rocket agrees with me.
Huh.
That right, little pain. Yes, you.
I'm not anti-vax. I am anti-forcing this shit, though.
Why? They force vaccines on people all the time. It's actually literally in how our country was formed. George Washington forced people to get the smallpox immunization when we were fighting the Revolutionary War.
Different times, though. That's much different.
That's not how science works.
No, but I was just gonna say. But you were talking about the science. The science evolved over all those years.
Yes, and then they came up with an actual vaccine for it. But yes, that one of the first things that was done in the formation of this country was force people to get immunization. So saying it's not part of this country and you can't force people to do it, you're full of shit and don't know your history.
Well, it didn't necessarily completely work, though, because didn't a lot of population of the Indians die because of the settlers bringing disease over?
Yes, that's because we purposely gave them smallpox infected.
Well, the blankets, yeah.
Yes, we purposely killed them, committing genocide. Yes, we Americans are not very nice to the native dwellers here.
No. Well, shit, you go to any country and there's savage shit in every country.
Oh yeah, well the Japanese have eliminated the Ainu, and then there was the other indigenous group I can't remember that they basically wiped out.
But I just watched a video the other day of it was like NBA players getting off a bus in China, and the Chinese people are yelling, "Hey, N-word! Hey, N-word!" I'm like, Jesus, they're just right up front with their racism. They're I've heard about it's bad there, but I'm like, God.
Yeah, no, China can definitely be that way. I have a friend who lives in China. He teaches there. He doesn't really have the issue, but that's because he's white. So,
yeah,
but even then, he's still considered. The Japanese would call it
outsider.
It means white devil.
Iquinsu Orcha.
Gaijin. Right? And that's the Japanese word for it. I don't know what the
Nobody got my
Gaijin. Actually, Gaijin in Japanese means foreigner. It's a whole different word.
It means white devil. So
nobody got my reference to Ace Ventura 2? Iquinsu Orcha.
I never saw that one.
You never saw that?
Nope.
Oh my God, Allison, you seriously tonight need to watch that movie. That's one of those. The sequel is just as funny.
I saw the first one.
Oh, dude, it's just the second one is. I used to own the second one on tape, but oh my God, it's fucking hilarious.
Yes, Gaijin is foreigner, but originally it meant white devil. It was used as a racist remark.
But seriously, Allison, you need to watch that movie just for the rhino scene alone. I swear to you, you will probably cry and pee yourself laughing so freaking hard. I can still watch it now like Tommy Boy and still laugh like the first time I watched it.
I don't need a movie to make me pee myself. I'm good at that anyway.
Oh my God. Well, you know, a good laugh though, when you get those that deep laugh.
Oh yeah. No, they'll check it out.
It's almost better than sex.
I don't generally watch comedies, so.
Oh, it's a classic. No, I'm telling you, if you want something good, it's definitely one of those sequels that it's on par with the first one, if not debatably, arguably funnier.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's really.
Okay, so get back to real topics. What's everybody working on?
Well, like I said in my title of the video, my buddy Sam had a story that we're actually going to work on. So he's coming back over in like an hour or two. But we just did the prologue. And I was like, we've completed the prologue for the story. So I was like, well, I'll at least start penciling it. I was like, the story itself, I'm not penciling till we're done with the actual script. But yeah, so I'm hoping by the end of this year, we'll have at least the first issue out.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, after this month, I'm going to put the painting on the back shelf and just really focus on this. I pretty much spent the whole last year painting.
Well, yeah, you got very good at it too.
I appreciate it. Yeah, no, it's that was the main goal, just to kind of because that was the one art skill that I pretty much had neglected since I started drawing, was doing any kind of coloring. And I don't know, I think I just smoked the right amount of weed and watched Alex Ross video one day, and I'm like, dude, he uses gouache. I got to try that shit.
Yeah, gouache is handy. Oh,
Have you used your shit? Have you used your set yet?
Little bit, not much. I painted. I did a little bit of painting over the holidays. Actually, I think you saw the thing I was working on, my crazy Santa gnome.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I did that at a drink and paint thing though, so that was acrylic. But yeah, I've used the gouache a little bit.
How did you do that? Did you just have an image, or did you pencil anything, or you just go straight to the paint?
No, I went straight to the paint.
Yeah, that's what I thought from the look of it. It had like those ones have a different look. They have more of like a. It's hard to say. It's like the art's like pouring out of you almost.
Yep, I would agree with that. I had fun doing it. It was silly. Yes, you want all the attention, and you want to chew on my hair. No, I just got out of the shower. Stop eating my hair.
Dude, seriously, have you guys watched Peacemaker?
Not yet. I watched the intro and it sold me, so I have to sit down and actually watch it.
Yeah, I think it might be my favorite superhero thing.
I'm a little bit disappointed in Book of Boba Fett, so
yeah, same here.
Literally every other episode seems to be at least okay, so that's getting me to come back and watch it. But
I think this last episode really bored me.
I didn't mind this last episode. It's that the episode before sucked.
The what?
The episode before sucked.
I like the whole Rancor thing, but yeah, the whole like the things on the speeder bikes when they were making fun of that. Yeah, I was like, what? When I saw that, I'm like, what am I watching?
Bad.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I didn't care if the speeder bikes looked like Vespas from the 1960s.
Yeah. I heard though that how many episodes are total in the series? Is it 6?
6. There's 2 more.
See, they said the last 3 were supposed to be where it gets crazy, and I think this next one is the one Dave Filoni wrote and directed.
Well, the last episode, at least they had him like blowing people up and stuff. So,
well, there was a leak months ago about like Boba Fett riding a Rancor in fucking Mos Eisley, and now that he got the Rancor, I'm like, yep. I was like, he's gonna be riding that bitch in the battle. That might be pretty cool.
We were talking about that on Making Star Wars. So, with James and my friend from Sketchcraft, Rob. Yeah, we were talking about that spoiler when it came out. I think he even was able to confirm that one. Jason, I'm sorry, because Jason has like legit insider knowledge on things. So, and he lives right near where they film. So,
yeah, I mean, I see where they're going with it. And there was a lot of the people like, oh, it's not Boba Fett. They're trying to make him a good guy. It's like I don't hate that. It's just like, dude, even the actor said it himself, and I agree. He's like, he even said it. He's like, I have too many lines. He's like, Boba should be more mysterious, you know. And I guess Favreau was like, no, I want him to read the lines. It's like, yeah, this is what's kind of like. But
Boba's also on screen for maybe 3 minutes in the original.
You just stole what I was just gonna say next. I was gonna say the people that are like, you know, you're ruining who Boba Fett was. I'm like, nobody knew who he was. You just knew he liked to vaporize people and put people in carbonate. That was it.
Yeah, the carbonate thing was Darth Vader's idea. So,
well, I'm just saying he was the guy, like, you know what I mean? It's before the series, he was the Mr. Magoo of Star Wars.
Yeah, basically. He was just this he was a cool guy in the armor, and that's basically it. And everybody made this huge thing out of him. But Lucas chump killed him for a reason, because he was just like he's like, I don't know why this character's so goddamn popular. I'm just gonna knock him into the Sarlacc pit like an idiot. That was it.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
oh,
yes,
that's so cool. Oh, he got knocked into the Sarlacc pit.
yeah, he got cool like later with like all the like books and all that shit. Like even the
and that's
video
when everybody's
games.
like, "Oh, this is Boba Fett. He's so cool." And it's like, no, not really. I mean, you can take the Clone Wars stuff when he was a child if you want. There's more of him as a child than there is of him
Yeah.
as an actual character. Like an
Dude, the
adult.
thing is like Mando has done more badass shit than Boba Fett has. Like when
Well,
he cut the
Mando-
guy in half in the first episode, you know, like this straight Western wild Western shit. Like you expect Boba to be doing stuff like that, you know?
Well, yeah, because my other thing is if you want to do the samurai story, you need a Jedi.
That's true.
Because the Jedi are samurai. Well, they're lensmen, but whatever. They're basically samurai. And that was just kind of like, really? This is weak.
It feels like they're trying to make like a Godfather, but for Star Wars.
Yeah, and I would have rather watched a show about a Hutt for that. I mean, I kind of like the idea he walked in and killed Bib Fortuna as like taking over the operation, but
yeah. There have been cool things like Black Chrysanthemum was fucking awesome. I thought the twins was kind of cool, like the Hutt twins.
Yeah, they were cool, and I like the cyborg girl. I think she's interesting. Actually, I like the neutrinos as I forget who was calling them that on one of the live shows I was on. Like they're neutrinos from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I'm like, yes, that's exactly who they are.
Well, I heard people comparing them to like Power Rangers because of the colors. There was like the Power Rangers in Star Wars.
Yeah, if they're Power Rangers though, they would have mechs, and that would be far cooler.
Well, that would actually make more sense in the Star Wars universe than like a little Vespa.
Yeah, I said I know what they were going for. They were trying to get the '60s motif with motorcycles, but the way they had them move and everything, it was just garbage. Like,
it looked really wonky.
Boring. It's like, how can you make a speeder bike chase boring? It's like, did you guys watch Rebels? I mean, come on. The cartoon did it so much better.
That's what's disappointing because it's like it's Filoni in them, and it's like they did such an awesome job with freaking Mando. But it's like, everybody's like so like pissy and shit. I'm like, dude, you're gonna jump ship already. Like,
I'm watching it to the end. I reserve my judgment.
Exactly. The show could completely redeem itself. Like, we could have a Mandalorian season 2 finale moment.
Yes.
There has been a rumor of Han, Luke, and Yoda, and like, I guess supposedly they got Carrie Fisher's estate's permission to use her likeness.
No, they said they weren't going to use her likeness anymore in anything.
Oh, no.
Backlash of Rogue One.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that was just a rumor. But that would be cool if like Han showed up.
Ooh. Would be interesting. I don't know if they could get Harrison Ford to do it though. I guess they'd have to throw enough money at him.
I'm saying the CGI thing that they did with like Luke. Like if you just did it
I mean, with Luke, he was actually on set and everything.
Yeah. So you could still get like a body double to do like a deep fake over, couldn't you?
Well, yeah, that's what they did with Luke. They had a guy there. Luke went through it first, and they had an actor go through who did all the moves that Luke did. That Hamill did, and then they superimposed Mark Hamill like over him, and then basically messed with it to make it look like Mark Hamill aged down to Return of the Jedi. They have an entire special on it on the on Disney Plus of how they did it. It's interesting.
I mean, you see all the deep fakes on the internet. It's like some dude in his basement could do it. It's like that's what they're basically doing with some of these things that.
Oh yeah, it's all on the porn sites and everything.
Well, I saw that one video of like Obama, and it was like Key from Key and Peele doing Obama's voice in a deep fake, and it was like you would never be able to tell that wasn't Obama, and it was like that's fucking scary.
I might have to check that out. I haven't seen that one. I'd probably
look it up. It's really where did I see it on? It's on one of those like novelty shows. I don't know if it was like Netflix or Hulu. I can't remember now. Yeah, I'm sure you could find it on YouTube though.
Probably bored him to death. Oh,
yeah.
I'm lucky to save you right back. I thought I bored him to death. Oh,
he's back. He's back.
Yay. I thought I bored you to death, Uncle Jack.
No, my headphones are weird. They just keep like cutting off for some reason.
Fair enough. I'm not going to be able to hang around much longer. I actually have a telemedicine appointment.
Yeah, I
was like-
gotta do some laundry. I've been streaming about an hour.
I was like jumping in the shower when I saw you were going live. I'm like, oh, I'll jump on after. I should be okay. And my hair is being a pain in the ass.
I'll probably be doing these impromptu today and tomorrow on my days off. I might probably be doing one for a painting stream for one of the Stanuaries.
I'm usually around. I mean, was it Peter and I are basically taking the month of January off to catch. Both of us need to catch up on shit. So,
Yeah, when did you start doing that for him? I saw I've been watching some of the streams.
we started back in like November, I think. It was like late October, November, somewhere around there.
Yeah, because how do I put producing almost in a way, right? You're like
Well, I'm co-host.
watching the chat and almost.
Yeah, well, I'm co-host. We're both watching the chat. We're both doing our thing, and we basically draw and talk to the audience, and we have people on occasion.
Oh shit, Tyler, you hear that? They're doing actual draw and talk.
Yes, we are. So yeah, we're doing that, and we bring on other independent artists and things like that, or former Marvel people, former DC people, because Pete knows a bunch of people from working for Marvel and DC, and brought on a few of my friends, Rob from Sketchcraft came on, and my friend Ian, who does the tech, he came on. So we've had some other people. There's a web cartoonist that I started talking with. I want to get him on. I forget his name, Steve something, but I'm horrible.
He does webtoons, or he's just
he does a webtoon, and he also puts out a book of it and everything. So, but I believe he's on webtoons. He's got it's called Middle Ages or something. It's a middle-aged hero. So in a fantasy setting.
Well,
so I was amused by it. He's a good artist, so I was like, yeah, this is cool. I think Tyler did this. We were too boring talking about COVID.
I know. It's it's boring to you, but it's again, I don't really hang out with too many people, so I don't get to really.
I don't either.
Chat about shit.
No, I pretty much sit at home all day because if I go out, I can get sick.
Well, like I said, with me, it's just fucking working, and then where am I going to go right now anyway? It's middle of the day. Everybody's at work.
Well, there's plenty of places you can go. Just, there won't be anybody that you know there.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I cannot. I'm the kind of person that I cannot go to the bar by myself. I'll just die.
No, I wouldn't recommend that. I mean,
yeah. Well, I live in a bar town, and a lot of friends here, they do that. They just go up to the bars and you'll see people but it's I can't do that. I don't know. It's I need to go with somebody at least to chill. If I go up there and drink by myself, I'll be I'm turning into my mother.
I can respect that. I don't I don't go to bars and all that because it's just too dangerous for me. So
well, yeah, now especially.
Yeah.
But it's all it is.
I was going to the movies regularly. But I would go to the first showing of a movie. And,
so nobody was there. Oh no,
right.
Wait, no. Yeah, okay.
I saw Dune, the first showing of it. And I saw it in IMAX. It was nobody in the theater. It was great.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Well, some friends and I were there, but that was it. I saw Spider-Man, I saw Shang-Chi. What was it?
Yeah, Shang-Chi was awesome.
I love Shang-Chi.
Yeah, that really surprised me. That I didn't like as much. I just watched that today.
Eternals was weird.
Yeah, it was
and there's parts of it I was just kind of this is boring.
I know. I literally was I don't know if I care about these people. I was they're just not engaging me. Shang-Chi, that final battle scene, that was fucking epic.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, my heart was racing. I was dude, this is the kung fu in it was fantastic too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I loved all the tribute stuff they did with the kung fu. The first thing he does on the bus was the 1-inch punch.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I was very surprised. It was funny too. I saw some meme. It was expectations for Shang-Chi low, reality. It was everybody's happy, and it was opposite for Eternals. the hype for it was through the roof, and then like when it came up, people were like, "Meh."
Yeah, Eternals. I thought it was okay, but it wasn't. It's not my favorite Marvel movie by far. I didn't think it was the worst Marvel movie, but it wasn't.
Yeah, like when they
wasn't the
announced Shang-Chi, I was like, "Who the hell is this character, and why is anybody going to care?" You know?
Oh, yeah. As soon as I heard they're doing Shang-Chi, I was like, yes, I love this character.
Well, you're more versed in the comic stuff.
I was just speaking from like like the popular characters that most people know. I'm like, who the hell? Because when they said, I'm like, who the fuck is Shang-Chi? And I looked it up. I'm like, it's Bruce Lee.
Yeah, exactly.
It's basically Bruce Lee.
Yep, that they were cashing in on the
What was it? They had Iron Fist, and they're like, no, we got to have a legit Asian dude be a Kung Fu Master too. We can't have a white dude being fucking Kung Fu Master.
Yeah, well, what was it? Iron Fist they were trying to do the TV show Kung Fu, where they had basically in Kung Fu, he was supposed to be he was supposed to be half Chinese, but let's face it, David Carradine wasn't.
Autoerotic asphyxiation. That's all I think of every time I hear David Carradine.
Oh yeah, I forgot that's how he died.
Yeah. For a dude like that, you went out in the most embarrassing way you could have.
I choked myself to death, and it was fun.
I choked myself while whacking it. And then again, I mean, if you were to die, there are far worse ways to go, but it's embarrassing as hell.
Oh god, yeah. No, that was definitely, yeah. That's I could come up with some far worse ways to die. So yeah. Oh man.
So was Iron Fist Asian? Was Iron Fist Asian in the comics, or was he American?
No.
I'm not.
No, he's American. It was Danny something.
Danny Rand.
Yes, Danny Rand.
That's what I thought. I'm so far behind on Marvel and the movies in general. The last movie I saw was Civil War.
Well, at least the last one you saw was a good one.
Yeah, I haven't watched all the movies either. I've been following all the Disney Plus shows. Like that's kind of gotten me more into it than any other movies ever have. Now I'm like kind of
Hawkeye was like my favorite show. That was so good.
Hawkeye?
Yeah, I loved every minute of it.
Dude, I just can't wait for Moon Knight and Daredevil whenever they bring Daredevil back. Like Daredevil was my shit. I love that shit on Netflix. Like that's what got me like addicted to like superhero kind of shit. Just like that show was so amazing.
First season of Daredevil, second episode, when they did the corridor thing. I'm just like,
yeah, the fight scene.
I was like, oh my god, they did Old Boy and they did it justice. I mean, that Old Boy scene was amazing. And
I just hope when they bring it back that they bring it back in that spirit. You know what I mean? Like they almost. I hope they just continue the story. You know, I don't want a reboot. You know, it's like they were going someplace really cool in season 3 with about the like. I mean, you had Bullseye, but it was like if they did a 4th season, you were finally going to get like the Bullseye.
Yeah, I wanted. That's what I wanted. I wanted the Bullseye. I didn't want.
Him dressed like Daredevil.
I didn't want him in the Daredevil suit. I wanted Daredevil in his suit.
I wanted him in his suit and Bullseye in his shit just on the street, just fucking yeah.
Yeah, and I want Bullseye to throw the sigh at Elektra.
Yeah, well, he didn't kill Karen Page, so that would make sense. Like I was telling my buddy the other day, I was like, what was it? I was saying to my old roommate Danny, we were talking about the Ant-Man Quantumania. I'm like, I brought the thing. I was like, do you not think that maybe Kang, because they said he's going to be in it, do you not think that he maybe needs to kill Wasp or Ant-Man? Because you need to establish that he's a big bad. So when he shows up, boom, one of your main people dead.
Well, if they're going to kill anybody, they need to kill Hank Pym.
See, I don't think that's going to be as impactful, though.
It'll be perfectly impactful because he's the mentor. It'll be quite literally the hero's journey. So,
but the shock value of like killing Ant-Man or Wasp would be like, nobody would see that.
Well, they just did all that shit to save Wasp. So if they just go and bump her off,
I don't think it'd be her, but I could see like Ant-Man getting fucking. Kang's got to do something. He can't just have him show up and be like, I'm Kang, and then he doesn't really do anything. Like he's got to do something to set himself up as the villain.
They could bring him in like they did Thanos in Guardians of the Galaxy, I would actually be a bit more. I would.
How'd they do it in that one? I'm trying to remember all the.
He was just kind of like just there. Like Ronan basically went to see him, and
Were you sitting on the chair?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's more of how I see Kang being used in that, because if they're doing the quantum verse, they should be doing the Micronauts.
I feel like they just did that with Majors in the Loki series. You know, where it ended with, oh shit, it's technically Kang. You know, like that was the big reveal. Like,
well, yeah, it was a big reveal that everybody saw coming a mile and a half away. If you knew anything about the comics.
My roommate Danny was sworn convinced that he wasn't going to show up, and I was like, he's got it, dude. He's got to show up. I was like, this is going to be disappointing if they don't have him show up. And then when he did, he texted me. He's like, I can't believe he actually showed up. I'm like, dude, that's awesome.
That was obvious to me that he was going to be Kang. As soon as I said what it was, I was kind of like, this doesn't work.
There's so many Easter eggs.
This is going to be Kang. Yeah, there's also a shitload of Easter eggs. So yeah.
I was like, if they put I told him, I was like, if they put all those Easter eggs in, and then they don't give Kang, that's going to be the biggest. Like, people are going to be pissed.
Yep.
Like, you're going to tease people that.
There were a ton of hints of Mephisto in WandaVision, and they didn't do anything.
Yeah, so that's why I think if they did it again, it was like, okay, fool us once, ha ha ha. Do it again, you son of a bitch. It's like, but yeah. Oh, dude, I wanted to see Mephisto too. I hope they eventually do something with him. I'd love to see that character.
They should, given the history of the character and how it interacts with Scarlet Witch and stuff.
Either that or Nightmare. I mean, they teased that in the Loki thing. He's like, that's the Nightmare realm. That's a whole nother thing. Remember when you said
they also teased Nightmare in Scarlet Witch on WandaVision.
Which one was the Nightmare teaser? I know what you're talking about.
The dream shit that they were doing was very reminiscent of Nightmare. There was something else in it that was a tease of Nightmare.
Yeah, you know what? It was something in the first episode. It was like a something in the table that was supposed to be like the image of a bad guy that he wears on his chest. I can't remember what it was now. So,
yeah, I think that was it. I have to go back and watch it, but I watched the first episode a couple of times. So I didn't really rewatch the other ones.
Yeah, I'm excited for Doctor Strange. I've been excited for Doctor Strange since WandaVision ended.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty kick-ass movie.
And I believe Spider-Man 4 was officially announced like the day before the movie came out. So I'm looking forward to that a lot because I really like the Spider-Man movies of what they've been doing with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't seen
my favorite characters. So
I haven't seen the new one yet. Actually, speaking of not watching Marvel movies, I haven't watched one of them yet with Spider-Man, except for Civil War.
Spidey's worth it. You haven't seen Infinity War or Endgame?
I watched Infinity War. I didn't watch Endgame. I was just telling my buddy Sam I'm doing the comic with. I just told him before he left. I was like, I'm planning on really soon with the Disney Plus is to go through every movie in chronological order. I just can't decide if I should do it in the order that they made the movies or do it in the timeline order. Which would mean Captain Marvel would be the second movie.
Yep.
So I don't know.
Be Captain America, the first Avenger. Then it would be, yeah.
I looked at the list earlier. I forgot how. Like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies go back to back in the timeline.
Pretty much.
But I thought it was kind of interesting. I was like, wow, they didn't really space that out, did they?
Nope. Yeah, I liked the second Guardians movie. I didn't like as much as the first one.
Yeah, most people like. Yeah, it was. You thought it would be better too with Kurt Russell as Ego, but
yeah,
that's
a
cool.
How they did Ego, but
yeah, it's a cool character. Actually, he's one of the prompts for the Stanuary. I actually got one started. I have one on the main thing, but I started another one. I don't know. That character's cool to draw.
I should probably draw Ego. Ego would be fun to draw.
It's pretty easy. It's just a face on a planet. Yeah. And you could just kind of fucking play around with it as, you know.
Yep. One of Jack Kirby's masterpiece creations.
Oh, man.
Well, I also liked the The Green Lantern version of Ego.
Green Lantern version.
Yeah, there's a planet that has a power ring.
In the Marvel universe?
No, it's Green Lantern. It's in DC.
Well, that's what you confused me. You said Green Lantern Ego, so that's why I was like trying to be like,
It's the Green Lantern version of Ego. That's what was it? Blackest Night comes from that. Alan Moore had done this thing of what Blackest Night was, and it was on this planet. I can't remember the name of it. It's like Aeon or something. I used to read a lot of Green Lantern.
Yeah,
actually, surprisingly, one of my favorite runs of Green Lantern is the one that Ethan Van Sciver was the artist on.
Yeah, the one with Jeff Johns.
Yeah, that was an incredible run.
Well, I mean, love him or hate him, you can't deny that he's a good artist. So if you're,
just the talent, I mean,
as long as you don't have to listen to him,
exactly. But
like Doug TenNapel too. It's like I'll read, like Earthworm Jim books, but I don't want to listen to the guy.
Yep.
He's one of the probably baby fetus guys.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, or I should say, not shocking.
Yeah, he's a weirdo.
A lot of artsy people are.
Mogo. Mogo's is the living planet from Green Lantern.
What's its name?
Mogo. Mogo.
Geez, wow, they really didn't try to differentiate from Ego, did they?
Listen, Alan Moore created it back in I don't know when. So.
Oh, not one of his more well-known ones.
Well, if you're a Green Lantern fan, you know it, but it's not. Even then, it's not one of those well-known ones.
No.
I can't justify that.
They are doing a Green Lantern TV series next year, this year, aren't they?
Supposedly.
Did they announce that? Yeah, they're doing a live action.
Yeah, it's going to be on HBO Max Plus.
Yeah.
What the fuck it's called?
They need to give James Gunn that universe. Like if they want to have anything close to Marvel, they need to let him fucking take control, because the dude knows how to take the properties and do his own thing with it while keeping it like true to the form and making it fucking awesome.
As much as I love his trauma stuff, I'm not sure that DC should be trauma.
Well, I might have said watch Peacemaker. Maybe it's just a certain character.
Oh, no, Peacemaker I'm definitely into. I saw that opening and I'm into it.
Yeah. It's so fucking fun. So dude, I love Cena. Like, he's hilarious. The character is fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I loved him in Suicide Squad. I mean, that Suicide Squad movie,
fantastic. Yeah, it was fantastic.
I can't believe I fell in love with Ratcatcher. So
yeah, well, me and my buddy Sam, he's a huge movie nut. We were talking about it. Just Taika Waititi in the movie for like 30 seconds. Yep. Yeah, no, that was. I remember I was watching. It was last winter. I remember I was drawing when I was watching it, and yeah, I actually stopped drawing because I was like, "Oh my god, this is actually good." Because I remember the first one was like, meh. I just felt like it was like. It was just kind of like, here's the Suicide Squad, and it was like, oh, okay. And then this one, it was like, okay, now they're actually feel like, characters I could actually care about.
Well, the best way I heard the Suicide Squad movie described was it was a what was it? It's a superhero snuff film.
It's a good analogy. But yeah, like. It's either, he's really good at that shit, or he's just really good at taking those obscure characters, because nobody really knew much about the Guardians of the Galaxy, and then he made them fucking...
The Guardians of the Galaxy is kind of interesting, because that was one of the top-selling books in the 90s.
Was it really? See, I thought it was a low seller all the time.
No.
See, again, you know me, I'm not that well-versed in, like, comic book history knowledge.
Back in the 90s, aside from if you were drawing an X-Men book, one of the top sellers was Guardians of the Galaxy, and Jim Valentino was drawing it. And the whole thing about it was that it was like, oh, Jim Valentino's doing this. They got basically every artist that was on an X book, because they had Jim Lee, Willis Patachio, Mark Silvestri and Rob Liefeld. So that was X-Men, the other X-Men book, Wolverine, and X-Force. I forget who was on X Factor at the time, but it was before Joey Q was on it. And then you had the top two Spider-Man artists with McFarlane and Larson. And then they grabbed the guy who was selling like the top book from the 90s that wasn't a Spider-Man or X-Men book, and that was Jim Valentino. So of like the top.
So then why did they become so unpopular over the past couple of years? They just not good writing? They just scrapped the characters or something?
They changed everything. Like Guardians get really popular with the fans again when they reintroduced Angela, whatever that angel character from Spawn. Neil Gaiman basically said, "Hey Marvel, you can have this character for a bit, so I can work on Miracle Man." And they did that, and they made her Thor's sister. So I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. And that like put the Guardians back in like the limelight again for a bit. Then they did they had a huge, I can't remember the name of it, but it was a huge space saga thing that they did, and it featured the Guardians very heavily. And when they got James Gunn to do the Guardians, they changed it a lot from the comics because Star-Lord / Peter Quill is like a military guy. Like he wasn't like goofy and all that. So it's like he just changed it all and they're just like, yep, go for it. And it worked. Then you had Rocket Raccoon he was a bounty hunter. I mean that stayed, but he was
Isn't he the most like popular comic book character of that crew?
This depends on a few things. Because Star-Lord was always super popular, Angela was, and Rocket Raccoon was this stupid little character that appeared in 2 issues of Hulk and then had a miniseries.
Huh.
Oh, you got another spammer. Yeah, I had Rocket's first appearance, and then I still have the miniseries because Mike Mignola drew it.
Oh no shit.
Mignola's art on it is nothing like Mignola. Like it's completely different.
Really?
Yeah, he's doing like
such a
more of an Arthur
style.
Adams thing. He hadn't like really come down with his style yet.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because his style is so like recognizable.
Yep, it was completely different.
Well, it makes sense. I got the Moon Knight collection from like the first issue with like, and then the stuff that Sienkiewicz did, and it's like there was like the first. I think it was like his first comic book work, wasn't it? And then you look at the shit he's doing now, and you're like, Jesus.
Oh yeah, he's night and day to how he used to be. But I mean, the Sienkiewicz run is still one of my favorites. Although I do have a soft spot in my heart for the Stephen Platt run.
Dude, I haven't read enough Moon Knight. That's the only Moon Knight book. That, and I have the Bendis Malieve one, which I loved. I love that Moon Knight book, but I want to get Jeff Lemire's one, and I want to get I don't know, the character just interests me.
Well, the David Finch one's good too. So I mean, it's David Finch. So
yeah, you can't go wrong with that.
I mean, I have to praise David Finch.
Did he write it? I mean, did he write it?
No,
okay.
He was the artist. I
forget. Oh yeah, I didn't know if that's the writing for it too.
I think it was Bendis.
Well, it makes sense. He was the big guy. But yeah, did you ever read the Malieve Bendis run on Moon Knight?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. Moon Knight's always been a character I've enjoyed because he's damaged.
Yeah. Did you see the trailer?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, it looked real good.
Yeah, one of the actors already died in it.
Yeah, I saw that.
The guy playing Midnight.
Oh. Who was he playing? He was playing another bad guy, right?
Yeah, he was playing Midnight, I think. Which
who's Ethan Hawke? Like the Sun King or something?
Yeah, I forget what he does, but yeah, he's one of Moon Knight's big adversaries.
It's so funny when you think about it. You'd think like the Sun guy would be the good guy. But yeah, no, Moon Knight. Just the look of the character too.
I've always loved the look of him, except for he stands out. I mean, it's kind of like when you see Storm Shadow and it's like, oh, there's a white ninja running around. That's not going to sneak into anything easily.
Well, they talk about that in the Peacemaker trailer, where he's like wearing the suit. He's like, it's not wearing a bright red fucking suit isn't really combated for fucking like scout work. They're trying to be like not seen in the middle of the night, wearing bright red with yellow.
That being said, all black doesn't work very well at night either.
No, yeah, I forgot what it is. I heard that.
You want like a blue.
Yeah.
Or a dark
moonlight.
gray.
Isn't something with the moonlight, right?
It reflects. Black reflects.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's why, like, people are like, oh, the ninja, they wore all black. No, they didn't. They didn't even wear those pajamas.
They did in the Hollywood movies.
Yeah, they did in the Hollywood movies, and that was what made them great. But, yeah, the historical ninja never wore anything like that.
I just watched this YouTube channel. I've watched it sometimes. I've watched some cooking shows here or there. But there's this one, it's on the History Channel, but it's on YouTube. It's called Cooking... Ancient Recipes with Sowella or something. It's she takes like she finds the oldest version of a recipe of something and then she recreates it, like the oldest version of like an apple pie recipe that they could find from like the 1700s, and then she'll like make it. It's a pretty cool show, but like they just the newest one she just did were like these energy balls that ninjas used to bring with them on missions for how they would keep their sustenance up when they were on like scouting missions and shit. So it was like supposed to create less flatulence, so it's not gassy. It's like these little like energy balls.
So low fiber.
Yeah, I forgot what was in it, but it's like a bunch of shit that goes inside of it, and they literally look like munchkins, like donut munchkins.
Yep, they probably had rice on the outside or something, and some form of like either something hyper sugary or protein.
Anything that rice wasn't in back then. That was like their main source.
Well, that was one of the main things they ate. That and fish. I mean, they had other meats. I gotta go. I'll talk to you guys.
All right, I'm about to take off too. All right, good talking to you guys.
See ya.
Later, man.